the investor base behind the story represents a vulnerability behind it. And there is just the basic reality and inevitability of revenue growth deceleration, all attached to investment thesis that are themselves vulnerable, which is that the picks and shovels are enough, or that the utility is all going to come out fine, even if I don't really know how. You got vulnerabilities sitting on top of vulnerabilities, trading at 50 times, 60 times earnings. It can go a lot higher, my friends. It can go lower. Maybe that level 2 weeks ago at Palantir and NVIDIA at all-time highs, maybe that will prove to be a generational top. The weakness we've seen in this story the last week or two is just the beginning. Maybe it's just a little dip and it's about to soar higher yet again. I don't know, but I do know that when the rest of the world buys into euphoria, the notion of being covetous of their short-term results generally is a very bad idea. That what you ought to be covetous of is the very, very thoughtful, disciplined, cogent portfolio that you have that is definitely subject to volatility, to up and down movements, to successes and failures, but not to something existential where you need 142% return to get back to even. I don't want to cherry pick these examples. There's plenty of better kind of stories in there. And you could also choose to isolate stories on the bullish side of when someone got in at one of those dips and got out at one of the booms higher. Those things happen too. But I don't think they happen repeatedly. I don't think they happen intentionally. I don't think they happen as part of a solid philosophical investment plan. What I want to do at the Bahnsen Group is continue to advocate for investment principles that have stood the test of time. That includes the time of .com, the time of financial crisis, the time of great world instability, the time of great peace and economic growth and expansion, times that have covered decades of all kinds of diverse events. And yes, the time we're living in now, where more and more people seem to be losing their mind about one particular narrative that is not entirely defensible, that will end up having a lot of utility in the future, but along the way is exposing certain people to risks and existential pain that I am not interested in incurring on behalf of my clients. So to that end, we work. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And thank you for reading The Dividend Cafe.